Hey guys, welcome back to Patrol Clip. Given the state of things in the world, with horror fans around the globe stuck in quarantine and shelter in place, there couldn't be a better time to step into someone else's shoes. So in today's episode of Patrol Clip, we're going to be listing down the top 10 found footages that will freak you out. Before we begin, of course, you know the deal. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and ring the notification bell to stay up to date with all things Patrol Clip. Here we go! Number 10. The Po Keepsake Tapes. This mockumentary is more disturbing than scary. A serial killer has led police to where he keeps videotapes of him torturing and murdering his victims. While the film touches on the psychology of what would bring a man to do such things, it focuses more instead on what someone like this is capable of doing. Once we see it, it sends shivers down our spines. But it's what we don't see, however, that scares us even more. The film would have met a larger audience had MGM not removed it from their release schedule. It was largely unavailable for many years, which is why a lot of people are just now hearing about it.
Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. I'll do whatever you want.
I know you will.
Shut up!
Number 9. Wreck. The Spanish-language film Wreck, or basically short for record, centers on a reporter played by Manuela Velasco, her cameraman played by Pablo Rosso, 2 firefighters, and an apartment full of people who get quarantined and, one by one, end up infected by what they first believed to be a virus, but may actually be more of a demonic nature. The film was shot in handheld style, cost about $2 million to make, earned more than $35 million at the box office, and inspired 3 sequels. It also led to the production of a 2008 English version entitled Quarantine, which also yielded 1 sequel. And how appropriate for such days as these. Number 8. Lake Mungo. A young Australian, played by Martin Sharp, begins seeing the ghost of his sister, played by Talia Zucker, who drowned when she was just 16 years old while swimming with her family. He sets up cameras to catch the apparitions and ends up finding out even more than he expected, as chronicled in the fall documentary film Lake Mungo. Written and directed by Joel Anderson, the psychological horror film didn't screen in theaters, but made the rounds on the festival circuit and was met with a generally warm reception. This is another mockumentary, so convincing that you could show it to anyone and they would think it was real. The performances are as natural as they can get, and the concepts and visuals are so subtle that we wouldn't blame anyone for thinking otherwise. It's execution in bringing attention to the ghost haunting the family in the corners of the frame that makes us go white. Not only scary, but the film is also emotionally scarring, as the tragedy that has befallen the family and has now affected them is devastating to witness. Australian movies have a hard time reaching international audiences, and we haven't seen anything else from director Joel Anderson, but we do hope he comes back soon. Number 7. Creep. If I told you that there's a movie that's basically just Mark Duplass, best known from the sitcom The League, acting creepy for 77 minutes, it's actually pretty freaking freaky, you probably wouldn't believe me, unless of course you've already seen the 2014 found footage indie horror film called Creep. We've mentioned this movie on the channel in the past, but it's just one of those that fits in this list so well, it had to be there. It's a movie that also did not make it to theaters, it didn't receive much attention, and it only featured 2 on-screen actors. But it is one of those movies that will make you feel a myriad of emotions. Any movie that can make you laugh, question what the hell's going on, feel fear, feel at ease, and empathize with both protagonist and antagonist, all with each element being equally engaging, yeah, that deserves some merit. As the film isn't supernatural horror or a gore fest, we can understand no one talking about it. It's definitely more on the unsettling side as we try to work out the motivations behind Joseph's actions. And even when we see the ending coming, it doesn't make us feel any less shocked. If you like this one, be sure to check out the sequel as well. Number 6. House LLC. In October of 2009, 15 attendees and staff members died at a haunted house in southern New York under mysterious circumstances. What actually happened to them was recorded as part of a documentary made by the organizers of the annual attraction, or so goes the plot of the 2015 found-footage horror film House LLC. Written and directed by Stephen Cognetti, House LLC is a frightening look at what can happen when a fun Halloween tradition goes terribly wrong. A sequel was later released on the Shudder streaming service in September of 2018. Alright people, are you still with us? Well, we got more to come. I also want to take a moment to mention that if you do subscribe to our channel, make sure you leave an email and receive a free PDF on how to become a successful social media influencer. We also got a Facebook page, so if you've got a moment to like and follow us on there, it'd be much appreciated. And now for the final countdown. Number 5. One Cut of the Dead. It's a struggle to talk about this one because there's not much we can say without ruining the experience for you. It's about a film crew making a zombie movie when the zombie apocalypse actually happens. I mean, woo! Talk about impeccable timing. We urge you to watch this one as soon as you finish watching this top 10. It's a comedy horror with fantastic timing and genuinely creative and funny ideas. The beginning may not meet your expectations, but trust us when we ask you to stick it out, because it shifts quite dramatically between acts. You won't regret it. Given that this is a foreign film, we need to get as many people aware of it as possible so that it might reach the Western mainstream media.
巻き終わった。
死の呪文を唱えるとそれは蘇る。それ？
Number 4. Grave Encounters. We can almost guarantee that this film would have been talked about by millions worldwide if it had just come out a few years earlier. Just because the market was becoming saturated with found-footage cinema doesn't mean the quality took a dip. Grave Encounters is a nail-biting escape adventure that doesn't take too long getting into the crux of the matter. Terrifying ghosts, a never-ending night, and a constant change to the hospital's layout make it a challenge for our heroes to escape, and it means that no matter who's watching, they're going to be scared of something. Number 3. The Conspiracy. Two documentary filmmakers, Aaron Poole and James Gilbert, set out to chronicle the story of a conspiracy theorist who disappears during filming, causing the directors to climb down a rabbit hole and tangle with a secret cult that may be controlling major world events. Directed by Christopher McBride, The Conspiracy is a fascinating and frightening found-footage film mostly because it actually features a plausible plot. The fake documentary, or mockumentary style of filmmaking adds another level of realism to the movie that acts as a barrier for the audience, separating themselves from the fiction to make it less scary, and it immerses them into the story that's being told. The Conspiracy explores the notion that conspiracy theorists, deemed crazy by many, may have actually been right all along. It's unfortunate that this only has a handful of critic reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. There's actually several movies with the title The Conspiracy, which is maybe why this one was lost amongst the crowd. What starts as a tame exploration into a conspiracy theorist's psyche slowly develops into an incredibly tense, scary movie with a chilling final act.
You know, I realize now that they're never going to let this movie get out.
Number 2. Trollhunter. Falling somewhere between a fantasy film and a horror movie, 2010's Trollhunter follows a trio of documentary film students who track an alleged bear poacher but end up running across a much bigger threat. And when I say bigger, I mean like friggin' huge! Written and directed by André Øvredal, Trollhunter earned a Best International Film nomination at the Saturn Awards and won honors at both the Norwegian International Film Festival and Newport Beach Film Festival. Last but certainly not least, our number 1, The Bay. Directed by Barry Levinson, who also contributed to such works as Rain Man and Good Morning Vietnam, and co-produced by Jason Blum and Oren Peli, The Bay is a found-footage film about toxic parasites that infect humans in Maryland's Chesapeake Bay. Gory and gripping, The Bay couldn't manage to break even at the box office, but nevertheless received favorable reviews from film fans and critics alike.
I need you to look at this, okay? Just look at this. It's like some kind of blister or something.
This girl, Jennifer, she was using...
Well, fans, those are our top 10 found footages that will freak you out. As an honorable mention, we also did a video focused specifically on a Japanese found footage film called Noroi the Curse. Make sure you check out that video if you want some information on that as well. Do you think that we missed anything else? Make sure you'd let us know in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. And until next time.